Hello, and thanks for joining us for another episode of MidAmerican Gardener. I'm your host, Tanisha Spain, and joining me in the studio today are two of my friends who are here to talk about all things gardening. So we'll have them introduce themselves. Marty, we'll start with you.
Hello out there in TV land. My name is Marty Alanya, and I plant stuff, and I pray that it lives. Ask me something. That's great.
Short and sweet. Jen?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Nelson. I wear a lot of different hats, but I teach on campus at University of Illinois. I teach vegetable gardening, and some of my articles I've written are online at groundedandgrowing.com, and I love to talk plants.
Awesome, awesome. We are in our piddling time of the year, I guess.
Sure.
Indoor projects abound, and you're probably getting your seeds out and catalogs out and all sorts of things. So let's start with your show and tell item. Where do you want to start, Jen?
Okay, well, I brought a show and tell of Luffa gourds, and so maybe you've seen these like in their finished form in the store. They're sold, you know, in the shower supplies and whatnot, as a natural sponge, but it actually starts out as something like this, green. This is dried down. This has been sitting in my garage since the summer. And so you actually end up peeling this sort of, the outer shell comes off. So this one I tried to peel kind of early, and it was really resisting coming off, but you can kind of see what you end up with. And lots and lots and lots of seeds. So I'll be planting more of these for whoever wants them. I'll give them some seeds. These need a really long time to grow. They actually are edible if you pick them when they're really small. They're supposedly taste like zucchini. I don't know. Is that like taste like chicken in the meat world?
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
But they take a really long time. So they take like at least 100 days to get some fruits from them. So to get these this year, I started them, and I have a whole big bag of them. I started them in the greenhouse around March.
Okay.
And then put them out. I put them in a bigger pot because vining crops tend to not want their roots to be disturbed. So I wanted bigger plants, but not to have to tease them out of a tiny pot. So they took over the side of our shed. They really love the heat and humidity, and if you've got a good water source, keep them watered, they will go ballistic. We had way more fruit than I thought.
Really?
Once we had like a light frost hit, and the leaves kind of died back, and we're like, oh,
You could see what was really in there. Yeah.
there was a lot.
I hate when I miss a watermelon or a cantaloupe. I'm
or
like,
even
dang
a
it.
cucumber. It's like, what are you doing in there?
And it's huge
Yeah,
at that
zucchini
point.
is like,
Yes,
the zucchini
you
that
blink
eat in
and
Manhattan,
it's
they're ridiculous.
3 feet long. So are you going to, what are your plans for these?
I'm going to keep a few, and I thought I'd seen some craft projects where you actually pour the kind of, there's soap that you can melt.
like a glycerin?
Like a glycerin soap that you melt down. Like, so you would cut like rounds of this and put it in a pan and pour the glycerin soap.
Yes.
And so have a built-in scrubby in the soap.
Yeah.
I'm going to give some to a friend whose husband was sad that he couldn't get his to grow. So I'll share the
Very
wealth.
nice.
Yeah, my
Share the
husband will
wealth.
be glad that I'm getting some of them out of the garage.
I bet. I bet.
Jan Nelson to the rescue. I have a question. Okay, like
Yes.
these. Okay, this one looks like it's a little, I don't know if you can close up on there
Discolory.
now. Yeah, it's a little discolored. Can you like bleach these or not? Or would
I
you
don't
not
know.
want
That's a
to?
good question. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know that I would put anything really strong bleach-wise on
wouldn't
it.
scrub on your skin later, but
I'm
yeah,
concerned
I was
it
just
might
wondering.
dissolve it. I mean, it's plant.
That's true.
It's plant
That's true.
material. Some of these kind of, I don't know, they look kind of dark in the garage. And I was kind of like, well, is it wrecked inside? It looks pretty white.
Yeah, it
I may
does.
try to
I
just
wonder
kinda
what they
give it a
do
whirl.
commercially though, because they are,
I'm
you
going
know,
to say.
They would have to
I'm gonna say
process.
they bleach.
probably bleach.
Probably bleach at least a week solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these, I mean, and that might even wash off.
Yeah, that's
when
what I'm
you
wondering. If I
have
give it
no
a
idea.
rinse, would it, or maybe like, yeah, I have to delve into that a little more. Go down that rabbit hole a bit.
I'm
Now
going to
where were
say,
the, oh, sorry, Marty.
I'm going to say if you ate these when they were younger,
Fiber.
love your colon.
Yeah.
Wowie.
Scrub it up.
Okay, I mean,
Where were the seeds? Like, did you just shake them out?
Yeah,
Did they come
some
out of
them,
the ends
if
there?
The bag that I brought with me, some of them shook out in the bag. They're
Gotcha.
they're
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
You can see there's kind of like chambers.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So they're
look
like
in the
in
end of this
there.
one. You can see them really easily. down here.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Oh,
There you go.
okay, got it.
Yeah, and they
Science.
just kind of rattle around.
I wish
Yeah.
you could see this. Let's see.
But there's no shortage of
Yeah,
seeds
it's three
in
little
them.
sections.
Look
yeah.
at that. You can see the dark shading in there is the seed.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next year, folks will be getting some nice soap.
Some nice loofah soap
Some
for
loofah soaps for Christmas.
Yep.
What, one of them just came out.
Yep.
Do you have to
Spoiler
soak
alert.
them or stratify or
No,
do
I
anything?
didn't have to do anything
Cold
special.
treatment?
Just getting them going early because you've got to get that 100.
Yeah, that's a long one.
100 days,
Yeah.
and they really don't get going until it gets really hot and horrible outside.
Well, they had a great opportunity
They did.
last
They did.
They
They did. They went.
They totally
went
did.
all the way up to the roof of our shed.
Wow.
So, which isn't
Oh yeah.
super tall, but
It's still impressive.
Still impressive for
Yeah.
a plant.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Marty. Val Kahn wrote in and wants to know when to start annual flowers from seed. We're all itching. And I know that's a big
yes.
question, so we can take our
That
time
is
on
a
this
big
one.
question.
We can take our time on this one.
Okay, I would say, gosh, Val, it depends on the kind of flower because pansies you'd be sowing now, so you could set them out at maybe the end of March in this zone in a container under a covered porch because it's still going to frostbite. But I mean, like, you can wait for marigolds and zinnias, you know, the easy peasy cosmos, you know, the ones that are really heat lovers and they germinate pretty quickly. You can wait until I would say the end of March, really, because by the time you sow them, then they're gonna you're gonna start them in something small. You're gonna move them into like a 3 or 4 inch pot, and then by the time it's warm enough in the middle of May to set them out, or even, you know, depending on how the weather goes, you're still going to have 8-10 weeks of growth on them already. So they'll be ready to just charge right out and start.
Gotcha. So some of your early spring
the
things,
early ones, yeah.
you can start now, but
Yeah.
don't chomp at the bit too soon.
Yeah, and
even though we want to.
And snapdragons, those are a little bit hard to germinate. They take a little longer. I'm just trying to, I don't do a lot of annual flowers.
You've moved on.
I don't. I do things that are perennial, or most of my annuals are things you can eat eventually. But yeah, like plant seeds that are really extra hard, they take a little longer. Also, read the back of the package. It'll tell you. It'll tell you for sowing, direct sowing, for starting early, and you're always going to have. There are very, very few plants that don't transplant well. Annual flowers, they're just like, they don't care.
Yeah,
They just
do this.
don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what they live for, literally, for 3 months. That's it. So
Okay.
yeah, it should be. Impatiens take a little longer. Stuff like that. Some seeds are pelleted because they're so tiny. You know, and I think pelleted seed takes a little longer because it has to dissolve that pellet. But the seed is so small, it's really hard to sow it if they don't pellet it because it's almost like pepper.
You'll never see
It's
it.
really, really little. There's another one, Lysianthus. Is a beautiful annual that's not real common, and it takes a long time to germinate. You have to, if I'm not mistaken, help me out here. Do you have to stratify the seed, or maybe even like hit the outside with a nail file a little bit?
I don't remember.
They're very difficult. They take a long time to get going. I had a friend who grew them. I'd never seen them before, and they're so beautiful. But she had a whole setup in her basement with grow lights and the whole 9 yards, you know, and she was like 112, and she's out there going, we're going to start these now. I'm like, how do you, oh my gosh, look at that.
Just for that
really
one type of flower.
Yes.
She had one specific.
Yeah,
Wow.
'cause
That's
they were-
dedication.
That is.
She grew other stuff too, but she's the only person I've ever known who was dedicated enough to do those.
Wow.
And you just don't see them in a flat event. You hardly ever see Lysianthus.
Those kind of people are. They crack me up. Like when you said Chris,
yeah. She was
was it the Alsum or Alyssum?
Alyssum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you said he gets out there with literally and
Yeah.
puts one seed.
Yeah.
I am not that person.
No.
I am the.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not a straight rose.
no,
and
no,
No.
So God love those people. What about peppers? When can we start our
God,
peppers?
I usually start peppers like the end of February.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say when I've started peppers, I always wish I would have started them earlier.
Okay.
They always tend to
Yeah.
take a little longer than tomatoes, and I do my tomatoes
do.
like middle of March.
Okay. So good to know. So if you're thinking about growing peppers, at least maybe go out and find the packet that you the variety that you want, because it's going to be time soon. Oh, that's so exciting.
And bell peppers are different than, like, if you're going to grow jalapenos or poblanos, take a long time. Like Jen was saying about the loofah taking so long. Hotter peppers, they need a longer growing season to really get what you're planting them for. You know, like poblanos take a long time to get to maturity. I mean, you can pick them green, but if you want to leave them on until they're red, you got to start them.
Yeah, I barely got like 2 ripe poblanos last summer.
Yeah,
so.
and as hot as it was, and as
Yeah.
long as the summer lingered, they take a long time. So.
Okay. All right. And Jen, you've got some other seeds.
Yeah, I just brought this is my hack for saving seeds. So save your old pill bottles, and if I had my stuff together, I would have a better label on it, but I only have a couple of things like this, so I know what's in it. These are my purple tomato seeds from last year. And so when you get vitamins or other pills and you've got that little desiccant in it, I save those and I put them in with my seeds, because you want to keep your seeds cool and dry so that they maintain their viability, so that they'll be able to grow the next year. And then this has a giant pack of desiccant in it. And seeds from the loofah gourd, because I don't want to leave any seeds behind, right?
No, no seeds left behind.
Yeah, this is probably enough for the next 50 years at my house, but I will hopefully share some with students and stuff. I'm going to take this and show my class this afternoon, and they'll probably want some seeds. So.
You don't realize how many seeds a lot of those things are packing until you go to start saving them, and then it's like,
wait a minute.
well, this got out of hand in a hurry.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
You know, and you know, plants like this. But when the plant dries, there's all kinds of animals in nature that chew through them and dig through them and eat the seeds. And I mean, this thing is pumping out seed just as hard as it can, because we might get 5 that fall to the ground, don't get eaten, get a leaf stuck over them. You know, they're survival.
Yeah,
they
strength in
gotta have a
numbers.
zillion of them, so maybe we can get 4.
Just to see if we can get one that lives.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. We talked about what seeds to start early. What are some of the cool season crops that we will be starting first outside? And this is still a ways off, but we're just taking notes and getting ready. So what are some of those cool seasons?
Like all your leafy greens, spinach and kale and lettuce.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff. Swiss chard.
Nice.
Get that going.
And you don't have to wait until your last frost date to start those, right? I mean, cool season crops, they're tough. They can take a little bit of
some are tougher than others, so definitely read up on your individual crop. But like things like kale,
they're
just
like ironclad.
whatever. Yeah.
Those will be the first to go out.
Yeah.
If you have an issue, if you're just doing to get out there, do them in a big pot, like a half whiskey barrel or something, and then you can always put a hanger over them both ways and put a heavy towel over them, you know, or put a whiskey barrel on a roll around and put them in the garage or back, or in the dining room and back, if you don't have garage. So like, hey,
not that you've done
come
that.
on,
But.
No, she's not speaking
land
from
sakes.
experience.
No, so you know that kind of thing. But if you want to direct sow them in the ground, you might think about a cold frame, or at least a hoop. You know, some hoops around so you can throw a tarp over them. I mean, like a blue tarp or a gray tarp, not necessarily clear. Or if it's really cold, you can do clear and then put the dark tarp over at night to keep, you know, because you get that extra layer of air warmth. But yeah, generally speaking, they're pretty ironclad.
Yeah.
And my personal feeling is you can plant peas about the earliest you can get them in the ground. I've never had one killed by early frost.
No,
Never.
I've had them killed by random hot days.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, they just shrivel up and whine.
We gave up trying to do them in the greenhouse because we'll get one random hot day and they'd
then
be
they're
toast.
dead.
Yeah, well, they weren't totally dead, but we didn't have time. They were starting to like resprout, but we just ran out of time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But broccoli and cabbage, those sorts, the cold crops, those would be great early spring. this is too early still.
Yeah.
I've had some people asking me, I'm like, did you not see the
We're
snow?
all just sick
Did
of
you
it.
not see the snow outside? It's a little early.
It's a little too
I know
early.
there's the snow sowing
Grounds
idea where
presents,
certain seeds you can put. You've done that, right?
The
With
winter sow?
The winter sowing.
Yes, I do that. I've got my little milk jugs and
Yeah.
everything all ready to go.
But I've put broccoli and cabbage out as early as like middle of March. You'll start to see the transplants, and they do fine, especially in a container like you were saying.
Yeah.
So if it really got dicey, you could
Yeah.
throw something over it and cover it.
You better have rabbit protection.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
If you live where I do, because they enjoy those a great deal.
We've got a little family living underneath my gardening shed, so
They're
they're
edible.
waiting.
They're edible.
They're just waiting for me
Waiting
to
for
get
the
back out there.
buffet.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Have you named them Stuffer 1, Stuffer 2?
The dogs are very curious about what's under there, so they've got to contest with
dogs.
that.
Good
Marty,
dogs.
this is in your wheelhouse, pruning and kind of taking care of our shrubs and trees and lilac and things like that that are dormant right now. So let's walk through our pruning schedule.
Okay. I would be the window's kind of closing because as the weather warms, the sap's going to come up. But when you're pruning when it's dormant, that is the best idea.
Okay.
Usually.
And that goes for everything. We're talking hydrangeas, we're talking
Yeah.
lilac,
Yeah.
everything. Now
Yeah.
is a good time.
I don't cut hydrangeas. If you like the big leaf hydrangeas, the ones with the big mop heads, okay, the ones that have the panicle hydrangeas, the ones that are shaped like cones, you hardly ever have to prune them at all, unless they happen to, if
They're
they send a
flopping over
shoot
the
out
side.
over
Yes.
across the sidewalk,
Yes.
cut it off at the ground, just take it out. But the mop heads, I wait until they leaf a
Yeah,
little
I do
bit,
too.
because the stems, sometimes they'll leaf early and some are, way on the end, and sometimes they're way down at the base, and it just depends on what the weather was. And they're unforgiving. I know they call it endless
was
summer,
kind.
but they don't call it endless winter. So I was like, oh, good, they're gonna know they no.
Yes,
No, they didn't.
No, they're not.
You're killing me, Smalls. So yeah, I wait until they leaf, and then I'll usually take them back. If they're really, really low to the ground, I'll take them right above the new growth. If the growth is up here and there's like nodes that are bare, I'll take it down to the green at the bottom, because you don't need a, that's not that attractive. Trees and when you prune a tree, especially like if you're pruning it for shape, like it's scratching the car on the way in the driveway or something, take it back. Don't leave a stub. If this is coming off and these are hanging down and they're scratching the car, don't cut them here. Take them off. Take them off. Just back. Smooth as you can. Let this guy keep going. But these are they're never gonna go like that. They're not. Just
Take them off.
them off. Encourage the tree to grow up. I mean, we have parking, like a parking spot in our property. And I deliberately planted trees, so when you park outside in the summer, it's in the shade, because, baked ham. Nobody likes that. So we didn't have a garage for a long time, so I needed shade real bad. So yeah, but when you prune, don't just clip it off and think, oh, it'll sprout. It won't. It looks horrible. It looks like a little thumb that's just died. It just turns brown. It's a good place for infection and insects to get into your plant material. Don't do that. I don't know how much time we have. Do you want to address raspberries or something?
Yeah, please.
Okay, raspberries. Raspberries bloom and bear fruit. They'll send up shoots, and they're skinny. And the next year, those are 2 years old, and that's their second season. Then they're gonna bear fruit. And the little skinny ones, you got to leave those. The ones that are bearing fruit, you leave those. The biggest ones that are darkest, they're probably past fruit-bearing season. If you're not, you can take those off at the ground, and your raspberries are sending up more canes. If you're not sure if a stem is done bearing fruit, because eventually it'll get to where it'll just get too old and it won't bear fruit on the end, but it'll still scratch you when you're picking raspberries.
Oh, yes.
Who needs that?
That's annoying.
So if you're not sure, you can reduce the length, because they'll get pretty long and leggy. You can reduce the length back by like a third or maybe a half. I mean, if they're monstrous, you could take them back 2/3, but I wouldn't take them back any further than that. And if you think they're going to bear, you know, if you're not sure, you can always tell at the bottom of a raspberry cane. They won't look smooth anymore. They'll look like a little bit of peely bark like that on the on the loofah, and it's like you're out of here.
And that's how you know that one's old and
just take
not
them off,
bearing fruit.
right? Just take them off flush.
Okay.
Leave the smaller ones because those are the ones you're going to get berries off of,
Excellent.
either this season or next season. And blackberries are about the same way, but they tend to get a lot longer. So usually I'll just head them back to a node where you can see where leaves are going to come out. Take them back just like 1/8 of an inch above that node, and then it'll force more branches here lower so you can get more fruit.
Okay.
But eventually the cane gets old enough and it won't
produce anymore.
So
anything to add about pruning? You got any work to do in your yard?
I got all the work to do in my yard. Are you kidding?
Same.
There's always something. Yeah, that's just how it is. You're never done.
No, never. What about roses? If you've got and I'm asking for myself, I've got a bush that's kind of wonky and I want to shape it up and make it a little bit more even. Can you top cut though? Like,
is it like a shrub rose?
Yes.
I usually wait till I see what's dead and
okay.
what's not.
Okay, noted.
Is that
Me
what
too.
you do?
Noted.
Me too.
Okay, so I'll give
Yeah.
that some time.
Yeah.
anything, It's
right.
and you can drop crutch those a little bit too. You know, if the tip dies and you got a little bit of leaf, but it's still, you know, if you want it to grow like that and it's going, you know,
Yes.
just take it off.
It's growing a little.
Take it off.
I
pretty
always get
forgiving.
nervous. Yeah, cutting things is always like tough when you're not quite sure if you're doing the right thing. Like, is this gonna damage it so that it doesn't grow well, you know, after?
Yeah, definitely don't do it now.
Okay.
Like wait until we get past the really cold part of the winter. Because if you were to do it now and we get some warm weather and it starts growing and then we get cold again, it's going to kill it back further than
Kill your new growth
than
there,
it
yeah.
was to
Okay.
start with.
So we're waiting. So finally, last question. We've got about 5 minutes left. What can we do now? For those of us who are just chomping at the bit.
We can dream. We can dream.
We've already done that. We can clean our tools.
Clean
We
your
can
tools, go through your pictures and look at what
Yes.
space you really have
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
the pretty catalog pictures that you want all of the things.
Yes.
I
Will this fit
almost,
right here?
I almost grabbed my file and some tools, and I'm like, no, I have a new dog. I don't have time for that. I just was like, get in the car. Get in the car now. Come on, we got to go. So, yeah.
But you can clean your tools. You can get your seeds.
You sharpen your pruners.
Yes. Get your seed trays out. And what's the, we have to clean those with a diluted bleach solution.
10% bleach.
Yeah. So there are a few things we
I
can
always
do.
add soap too.
Okay.
I mean, I do soap with the bleach, and I scrub them because you get little crap in there. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh, sure.
And don't forget to do the lids, not just the trays where the soil is. I've not had dampen off too much. Oh, also, if you have potting soil like left from last year, or if I have potting soil left from last year, it will have been out in the garage or the garden shed or something. I bring it in. I've got some great 2 or 3 inch deep pans, like half sheet pans. I bake the soil in the oven on like 200 for about 40 minutes because pathogens.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've heard you talk about that, and a couple of other panelists talk about doing it, but I've never done it.
Well, if you go and you buy it fresh from the store, that's one thing. But mine's been sitting out in the wild, you know.
And if it's gotten wet, I've seen a lot of problems with fungus gnats. And that's something to keep an eye out.
Yeah.
In the spring, you'll have places have like super duper clearance on last year's soil, and if it's been sitting outside in the yard in their sales yard, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Let those sell first,
Yeah.
then you wait a bit.
Yeah, you can just, then you know it's clean and it's pathogen free. And then, you know, the soil that you plant your seeds in doesn't have to be nutritious.
No.
All it is a starting medium that provides moisture and temperature. That's all it's doing. It just gives the seed inspiration to sprout. And then you put it in Mother Earth, and then it
Then it
can
takes
go
off
crazy.
from there.
Yeah, that's why God made fertilizer. in a bottle.
For little
Okay,
poofs.
that's right.
All right, ladies.
Ain't no thing.
We are out of time. It goes so fast.
It does.
Thank you so much for sharing your time and talent with us, and thank you so much for watching. If you have questions for our panelists, you can send them in to us at yourgarden@gmail.com or look us up on socials. Just search for MidAmerican Gardener, and we will see you next time. Good night.